Hello and welcome. We hope you enjoy this video. It's the story of our trip to Kuala Lumpur and Singapore in May 2025. Most of the video will focus on the time we spent at the Mandarin Oriental in Kuala Lumpur and Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. Let's start with the trip itself. This was the first time we'd flown together in Club World with British Airways.
African holiday. Where we go?
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur. In Singapore.
Don't worry, we haven't missed our flight. That's another one pushing back. So here we are, Club World. It was a Dreamliner. Beautiful plane, very comfortable. All the wash kits and eye masks and things provided by the White Company. And the pilot was beautiful. And so time to sit back, relax and enjoy the service. And of course the main benefit for us was being able to actually get some sleep. 13-hour flight. You can actually stretch out and sleep in Club World. Beautiful. And here we are, Mandarin Oriental in Kuala Lumpur. Let's go inside and take a look around. Greeted by this gentleman. Yes, I will state the obvious. This is the main reception area. Once you've made your way through the main lobby, you arrive here, which is the lounge area. You can have afternoon tea or breakfast if you wish. Bit of shopping. And talking of breakfast, this is where we had breakfast a couple of times, but we did make our way up to the other areas as well. And so to the pool. Let's take a look around. More about the pool later, but in the meantime, let's make our way up to the room. And here it is. We had a view out across the park, which you'll see in a minute. And let's have a look around the room. I mentioned the breakfast area earlier on. Well, after that first night or two, we then chose to come up to the club lounge for breakfast there for a couple of days. And Darodka is going to show us around. As you saw, our room had a view out across the park, whereas the lounge gave us the view of the Twin Towers. And so it's back to the pool area. We spent a lot of time there. The idea of this particular holiday was not only to enjoy Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, but also spend some time relaxing in the infinity pools that each hotel had to offer. And so for us, the main attraction was to go and see the Twin Towers. And here's a few shots and a couple of videos of our experience viewing and going up the Twin Towers themselves. One evening we chose to go up to Marina 57 for dinner, offering some spectacular views, fantastic atmosphere and wonderful food. And the best oysters we've ever had. Truly, the best. Whilst we were there, we celebrated 14 years together, and the restaurant provided us with a lovely little dessert. Marina's on 57. And so it was time to make our way to Singapore. We had some options. We could go by car, by plane, by bus or by train, but we chose to go by car. Thankfully the traffic was not as bad as this. It was fine. We got there in about 6 hours, and there it is. Marina Bay Sands. Let's take a look around. Our room was in Tower 1, so we made our way up to, I think it was the 37th floor. You'll see in a minute the lift heading up to the 57th actually, which was the pool area, but our room was on 37. Let's make our way to the room. Do you think anyone's in? Ah yes, there's our host and tour guide Dorotka, who's going to show us around the room itself. Once again, we had a view out across the park area. Lots of trees, but also some tree lights. Sounds a bit like Christmas, doesn't it? But no, a little bit more spectacular than that, which we will see a little bit later on. You can just see them there. This has to be the first hotel room I've ever stayed in where the toilet greets you as you approach. Marina Bay Sands is famous for its infinity pool, which I mentioned earlier is on the 57th floor. And there it is. Remember I mentioned the tree lights earlier on? Well, it's time to go and have a look, and Dorotka is going to show us the way. The spectacular light show is going to be at Super Tree Grove. On the second day we went back up to the infinity pool area, but this time After breakfast, which we had here, we went up to the observation deck and had a look around, looking back over the park at the back and the Marina Bay itself. And if you look closely, you may see some of the Grand Prix circuit, which is still there. And in the evening on day 2, we went down to Marina Bay to see the Merlion and wander around the area here, looking back across Marina Bay Sands Hotel itself. Wherever we travel in the world, we like to buy a commemorative plate to put on the wall with all the others. And Singapore was no exception, so we went in search of a plate at a local market. Before we left Singapore, we did a little bit more shopping. Yes, we went to Louis Vuitton. Next to the entrance to Louis Vuitton was this place, little tea room. You'll see more about that in a minute. So after a little bit of shopping, it was off to get a cup of tea and a slice of cake. So it was time to say goodbye to Singapore and Marina Bay Sands and head back to Kuala Lumpur. And here we are back at Mandarin Oriental. Okay, that's it. We're off to go and relax around the infinity pool for a couple more days. Hope you've enjoyed this video from London to Kuala Lumpur to Singapore, back to Kuala Lumpur, and finally back to London. It was a fantastic holiday. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.